how are you doing today? I'm super excited because I'm going to be filming my review on the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, which just looks like this. And I did do like a demo of the eyeshadow that I'm wearing now, and every color on my lid is from this palette. My wings are probably not even at all because I used liquid eyeliner for the second time. And you know when like you try to make a wing even, but then it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it was just not happening today, so we're just gonna let that slide and pretend that it's even. So first of all, let's talk about the packaging. It does come in like a little box like this, which is really cute, and it just has like the shades and everything on the back. And so the actual palette, maybe I just wasn't paying attention, but I didn't notice in any of the pictures how like it ombrayed, and I think that is so pretty. I personally am not the biggest fan of like, I think this would be cuter if it didn't have all the separate peaches on the front of it, if it was just mostly the ombre, the Too Faced, and the Sweet Peach thing. I personally would like that more because I feel like this looks just like, I don't know, just like the Bonbon ones. I wasn't the biggest fan of that packaging, and I didn't grab that one just because the colors weren't like, it just didn't appeal to me. So I am going to say that this purchase was not just like based on packaging and hype alone. Like, I really enjoyed the colors inside. So inside, you're probably going to see my ring light, but it says Too Faced Sweet Peach. Has a mirror, which is nice if you look for a mirror in packaging. And then you have 18 shades. It doesn't smell like a natural peach. It smells very much like peach rings, the candy. And I saw someone say that it wasn't as strong as the chocolate bar, but I can have my palette sitting all the way over here on the desk in front of me, and I can still smell the peaches very strongly. It kind of smells like I've got a bag of candy open. So I do think that the smell is pretty strong, but personally I enjoy the smell, so if you don't, you might not want to pick this up. Inside, I really like the color scheme. I actually was watching a video, a review on this, and I've seen quite a few people actually say that they don't really understand the color scheme, and I feel like this is the only one that really makes sense to me. Like all the other palettes, I feel like they include just like a random color. They include like a random purple or random blue that's like kind of like, that doesn't really like go in my head. But this one, it totally makes sense. Like a green, a leaf, duh, there's like a little leaf on the peach. Like obviously there's gonna be a green. And then like the darker, richer shades, like the inside of a peach would look like that. And then I feel like the color scheme is actually like perfect, and it has the perfect amount of peaches. I mean, some people were complaining that it doesn't have enough peach shades, but I feel like it does. I feel like if every single shade was peach, then how wearable would the look be, for one? And second of all, I think that if every color was peach, it would just end up looking like the same look no matter what you did. So I personally really love it. My favorite shade so far, I really like the shade Nectar, which is like a really pale gold. I really like this transition shade called Georgia. I like these peachy shades here, Just Peachy, Candied Peach, and I'm loving these two mattes right here called Puree and Summer Yum. All the shades are so pigmented, apply so beautifully. I've used almost all the ones in the palette. I haven't used as many of these like dark shades, but I've used 10 of the 18 shades, and they all apply beautifully, blended beautifully. I'm wearing like a ton of different shades on my eyes today just because I wanted to demo as many colors as possible. And I feel like I'm rambling a little, but I am in love with this palette. It is holy grail status for me. I am so sad that it's limited edition because I'm pretty sure this is my favorite Too Faced palette like ever. I wish that Too Faced would do like one of these really big palettes full of like the peanut butter shades and like really expand on those really warm colors, and like have like a red strawberry, like a strawberry jelly color, and then the grape jelly color, and like I feel like that would be amazing. And that, like, if they ever came out with that, like hands down that would be the best palette ever. But this palette I absolutely love. The other palettes, the pop of colors, had less pigmentation, and I'm not sure what you would consider the pop of color in this palette, but for me the one that does stand out, even though I think that it belongs there because the leaf is green, is the green shade. And as you can see, I'm wearing it all over my lid today, like in the middle, and I have like the darker green on the outside, and I feel like it applied beautifully. It was so pigmented. I didn't like use a base or anything. I just used my finger and put it on the lid, and it's gorgeous. So I really think this palette is a hit, and if you are thinking about getting it or you're kind of on the edge, I say just go for it because it's limited edition. It's really hard to get right now, but if you follow like Trend Mood, they have on Instagram like posts updating you on when they're like available at different sites, and they should be coming to stores very soon. So that is basically everything for my review. I am going to swatch them really quickly and kind of just show you the swatches. I'm not going to like do it one by one, but I'll show you what they look like swatched. I always forget that when I swatch and it looks perfect to me this way, that when I put my arm up, it's just like, no, it's like a staircase right now. But I will go ahead and twist my arm, and hopefully you guys can see how beautiful and amazing those are. Every single swatch here is just one swipe, just a little tiny rub into the pan, and they are all very pigmented. I don't know if I mentioned the quality of the shadow earlier, but they are smooth, they are buttery, they are blendable. They are just everything you could ask for with an eyeshadow, and I absolutely love like these first two rows here. So as you can see, they are beautiful and pigmented, and I am very happy with this palette. So let's just go ahead and do the demo. I'm starting off with the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and I'm just using that to prime my eyelids and get rid of any darkness or redness that may be on them. I use this on my eyelids basically every day, no matter what eyeshadow palette I'm using, but I feel like these shadows are really good, so they probably work well on their own, but it's just a habit. I'm starting off with the shade White Peach and a Sigma E40, and I'm just using that to fluff that shade all over my lid and set the paint pot. It also helps make everything else a little bit more blendable. Now I'm using the shade Peaches and Cream, which is a super light transition shade on me. It might be a like skin tone shade for you, but I like it for transition, and I'm just using that same E40 to buff into my crease, just because it's going to be pretty smoky, so I want to lay down a transition shade first. And now I'm taking the shade Summer Yum on an NW21, and I'm just putting that into my crease very precisely and building that color up. I absolutely love this color. It's one of my favorites. Absolutely stunning and so warm. It just goes really well with this palette. Now I'm taking the shade Candied Peach on a Sigma E40 and using that to buff out that crease shade. It does have a little bit of sparkle in it, but if you use it in the crease, you can't tell. It performs as a matte. Now I'm choosing this shade, I think it's called Tempting, and it is kind of like a black based green, very dark green, and I'm using that on a Sigma E25 on my outer corner and my inner corner, just because this is kind of gonna be a halo eye. Then I'm just kind of blending that together in the middle, creating a really soft transition, and as you can see, I left this spot in the middle of my eyelid as a blank base for the shadow that's coming next, which is this amazing green called Bless Her Heart, which I think the name is so funny, but I'm just using my finger to pack that on the eyelid. I wanted to use the green because I love it, and I love that it's in this palette. And then I'm using Summer Yum again, and just using that to kind of bring some warmth back to the crease, because the darker greeny black color did make it a little bit more cool. And then I'm just buffing with the E40 and no additional product. I'm using Tempting again on the lower lash line with an EcoTools flat eyeliner brush, and I'm just doing the same steps that I did on my eyelid, taking the darker color on the outer third and inner third, and then I'm going to go ahead and take the green shade Bless Her Heart and use it on the middle. And that is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed today's review and demo, and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on all my social media.